What up? What up? It's your boy Delegé. How you guys doing today? I'm doing fantastic. Today, I've actually decided to finally make a video on my Noelle. Big shout outs to Kenzo. He is a Noelle main, and he has put Noelle on the map. She is a fantastic 4-star, especially once you get her max cons. I highly recommend, even if you don't have her max cons, she's just great all around as a tank, healer, and if you watch this video, she could even be a DPS. So I'm going to get right into it. So what we have here on my artifacts, I went with the Retracing Bolide set. It's a 4-piece set that increases your shield strength with the 2-piece by 35% and then increases your attack, normal and charged, by 40% when you're shielded. The stats on these artifacts, we'll start with the plume. I've got HP, crit rate, crit damage, energy recharge. On the sands, I've got defense percent as the main stat, defense, a lot of crit damage. Really got lucky with that roll. The flower, we've got crit rate, attack, crit damage. Got really lucky with that roll as well. The elemental mastery is kind of nice, but it doesn't really mean too much. With the helmet, depending on whether or not you want her as DPS or tank / healer, you can switch this helmet in or out. If you have her as DPS, I recommend going with crit damage because your weapon will have crit rate on it. If you have her as a tank, I recommend switching to crit rate as the main helmet, as the main stat on the helmet, because you'll need more crit rate since you're going with a different weapon. We'll get into the weapons here in just a minute, but I also got crit rate on there. What I found with Noelle is that you can go with the Geo bonus damage cup if you don't have her max constellations, but if you do have her max constellations, it might be a little bit better just to go with the defense percent cup, because with the 6th con, you have a lot better scaling with defense, so you just want to focus more on defense, especially since you're trying to build crit. So I just went with a defense percent cup with crit rate, crit damage on it. I got really lucky with that. And it's a lot easier to farm one of these than it is to farm a Geo percent damage cup with crit rate and crit damage. It's a lot easier, especially if you're trying to get it out of the main set. We'll go into the weapons. For the weapons, I have a white blind for a tank. We're going to showcase the Serpent Spine just for the sake of damage. This is the weapon I use on her most, but with white blind it works really well because it allows her to have a lot more defense. You do a lot of damage still, but your damage is much more consistent with Serpent Spine at the cost of just a little bit of being a little bit less tanky. But that doesn't matter for her, in my opinion. So I use Serpent Spine. Going to the constellations, you see max cons. The only one that's really matters is Must Be Spotless, because it gives you that additional 50% attack out of her defense, and it increases your ultimate duration whenever you kill an enemy by 1 second, up to 10 seconds. It's really nice. For her talents, if you're leveling her for a healer, you want to focus Breastplate, as well as for a tank. This really scales well with her defense. But if you're leveling her as a DPS, you want to focus more on her main attack and Sweeping Time. Sweeping Time will give you more elemental burst damage and a little bit more elemental skill damage, and then it'll scale your attack with out of your defense a little bit higher. With this, each of your attacks just scales up in damage, so I would recommend investing into this a little bit beforehand. I have a child, so I get +1 on that, so I kind of stepped back from this and just put more into this because I'm still playtesting with her. We've got our level 90, so that's max on our base stats. We've got 57% crit rate, 165% crit damage with the Serpent Spine. And when she ults, her attack goes up to around 3.6k with the Serpent Spine. With the white blind, it goes up to around 4k. So her attack gets higher with white blind, but she still crits a lot less. So unless you get a crit rate helmet, but then I think the damage would even out to be about the same. So I don't have a crit rate helmet, so I don't really know. But let's get right into this. Let's test this on Abyss. I'm going to use it without child, so she doesn't have +1 on the attack. This is just going to be just a basic showcase of Noelle with Serpent Spine and no other buffs except for the. Actually, there is no. This is the one where you take you're taking pyro damage pretty much throughout the whole time. So this goes to show how tanky she can actually be, because she can heal herself through this. You'll see at the end, I will most likely be at full health. Alright, we're going to do this, since that gives me no other buffs. And these are decently high level enemies. These enemies are around level 80, and they're pyro, so I have no elemental advantage against them. And let's just watch. I'm critting 9k there, 10k with my attacks. This is just my basic attack. Now let's do the full combo. The full combo, I'll start to crit around 15k. And as you can see, I've already got my ultimate back up. There's a 14k. So on average, I'm critting for about 14.5k. Now this does get higher with White Blind, but you would need a little bit more crit rate to make it work. So if I get a crit rate helmet, I actually might swap to the White Blind. But as of right now, her physical damage is actually higher with the Serpent Spine. So that is my showcase for Noelle. I tried to make this video very short, very sweet. That way I get right to the point, give you guys all the information that you need. If you guys do enjoy this content, I stream a lot. I don't really have a consistent schedule. I'm starting to get one, but I stream over at twitch.tv/Delage. Slide through, check me out. Let's talk builds. I'm always interested in hearing other people's opinions and what they think I should do. And I'm really big into playtesting. It's what makes this game fun for me. So if you guys enjoyed this video, give me a like, a share, and a subscribe. And just let me know what kind of content you guys look forward to in the future. Thank you very much. Have a good day.